The story begins with the boy, Leo Carter, sitting in a car engrossed in a fighting game on his phone. His father tells him to put the phone away, but Leo ignores him. His mother points out that his dad is talking to him and that he should at least respond, but Leo remains silent. He thinks to himself, I bet he regrets having a pathetic son like me picturing himself being treated like a human ashtray at school. His mother adds that if the other students bully and beat him up at this new school too, he can just quit. She says she just wants him to have a comfortable life, but Leo knows she's lying. It was her idea to move so he could transfer after he'd said he wanted to drop out. To top it all off, he loses his game. He wonders if he should just end it all. The next day, as he walks towards his new school, he desperately wants to escape. Maybe an earthquake could happen, he thinks, or an invasion from North Korea. Anything that would kill everyone. In the classroom, he introduces himself as Leo, explaining that he came from Seoul and has never been in this small town before. It's a pleasure to meet you all, he mumbles. Leo wishes time would just stop hoping that nothing bad will happen. But to his surprise, the class applauds. They tell him the pleasure is all theirs, excited to finally have someone from the capital in their class. They even comment that he has a different aura about him. Later, a few students approach him and Leo tenses up, his heart sinking. He knows he's about to get beaten up. Here we go again, he thinks. But when one of the guys puts a hand on his shoulder, it's not a shove. I'm Jace Miller, the student says with a smile. You're probably not used to things around here, right? We can walk to the convenience store together so I can show you the way. Leo agrees. And as they walk, he realizes it's the first time he's ever gone to a convenience store with someone without being afraid. Jace points to his friend. So what do you think of my buddy Gus's eyebrows? They're the reason his girlfriend broke up with him. Leo manages a small smile. They have their own charm, he replies. He hadn't expected any of this. What kind of school is this, he wonders. Everyone seems so happy. Maybe he can finally have a peaceful life here. His thoughts are interrupted when he accidentally bumps into someone spilling juice on their shirt. Leo immediately apologizes, offering money for the laundry. No, it's okay, man, the guy says, but thanks for the offer. Leo is stunned. The guy was actually nice to him. Maybe I can really have a normal life here. As the day ends, Leo reflects that the atmosphere at this school is completely different. Everyone is kind and welcoming. He was worried for nothing and is happy he moved. Just then, Jace approaches him. Hey Leo, got any plans? There's a place I want to show you after school. Later, Leo finds himself following Jace deep into a secluded area. Where are you taking me? He asks, a bad feeling creeping in. I feel like we're lost. I want to show you something, Jace replies. Since you're new here, you need to see this place. What do you mean I need to? Now that he thinks about it, they are getting further and further from town. Jace asks, have you ever boxed or done any other kind of fighting? No, why? Leo says. Jace just smiles. You're going to need some courage, but don't worry, we're almost there. Leo hadn't noticed before, but Jace's body is covered in faint scars. The old memories of being ambushed flood back. Sorry, Leo says, trying to back away. I have to go. But Jace grabs his arm firmly. We're almost there. I'm sure you'll like it. Feeling like an idiot, Leo lets himself be led. He thinks the kindness was all a lie and that he's about to go through the same hell all over again. But when they arrive, he doesn't see an ambush. He sees an arena packed with people, and in the center a ring where students from his school are brutally fighting. What is this? Leo whispers in disbelief. I know you must be in shock, Jace says. This is our school's fight arena. It's the greatest privilege offered to the students of Six Gates High. An arena, Leo stammers. Just then, a towering figure appears. This is Victor Knight. Jace explains, the student council president of Six Gates High. Leo is terrified. Is this guy really a high school student? Suddenly, Gus shows up, pointing at Jace. I've been waiting for you. You're going to regret making fun of me. He lunges into the ring and Jace jumps in to meet him. Victor turns back to Leo. It's a pleasure to meet you, he says calmly. Welcome to our school. Leo can only stare as Jace and Gus trade blows, the crowd roaring around them. Why are they fighting? Aren't they friends? Not bad, Victor remarks, watching the fight. This year's freshmen are good. Who is this guy? What is happening? Leo wonders, completely lost. This, Victor says, turning his intense gaze on Leo, is the true face of 6 Gates High. There is no bullying here. There are no bullies. We have violence, but it is reserved for this space only. I know you went through a lot of crap at your old school. Here, you can let out all your frustrations. This is a school where everyone is equal before violence. This is the 6 Gates Arena. What the hell is this? Leo thinks, overwhelmed. I'll explain it simply. Victor states his tone, leaving no room for argument. And I won't repeat myself. So pay attention. Rule number 1. Only 6 Gates students are allowed in here. Entry is forbidden to outsiders. Victor continued explaining the rules. This also applies in cases of graduation withdrawal or expulsion. Rule number 2. All fights are one-on-one, no weapons. A third person is never allowed to interfere in any way. Rule number 3. A member of the student council will serve as the referee for all matches. He will decide the end of the fight. Just then, the guy whose shirt Leo had spilled juice on appeared. So the new kid is here, he sneered. Now we're going to fight to make up for my shirt. Victor nodded. Leo already has an opponent. There's no better way to learn than through practice. Rule number 4. Any kind of violence is banned outside the arena. All disagreements must be settled inside the ring. And the most important rule is don't be afraid. Just have fun. Leo stood in the ring, dumbfounded. Have fun in a fight. His daily routine consisted of being beaten up. Now he was supposed to fight a guy 3 times his size. 3 years of experience as a bullying victim were screaming in his head, "Run! Run or you're going to die!" As the fight began, the crowd murmured. That new kid is so unlucky getting picked by Ian Kang on his first day. Another voice asked, Is this Kang guy famous? I thought he was a freshman. He's the younger brother of some big shot. Ian Kang smirked. Aren't you going to come at me? I'll even give you the first shot since it's your first time. But Leo was so scared his body was frozen. Damn it. Why is this happening so suddenly? Ian sighed. If you won't come to me, I'll come to you. Leo was, of course, completely terrified. But in the next moment, he did something that shocked everyone. He vomited all over Ian Kang. The referee immediately called a timeout. Get me a damn towel, Ian roared, disgusted. He threw up on me, Leo thought to himself. How can someone like me who has never once fought back actually hit someone? I can't do it. The next day, the entire school was talking about the vomit attack in the arena. In the bathroom, Leo panicked. I'm screwed. I thought this was a normal school, but what the hell is an arena? Victor had told him to have fun, but he couldn't. He couldn't even throw a proper punch. He didn't know what would happen to him now, but since violence was banned inside the school, he figured he could just stay away from the arena. Right? At that moment, he saw Victor Knight doing push-ups with 2 other students sitting on his back. Is he really a high school student? Leo wondered. Victor looked up. New kid. Do you have something to say to me? Leo approached cautiously. I have a question about the fight arena. Did you manage to develop a skill beyond your vomit attack? Victor asked dryly. A few students nearby snickered. We became your fans after that. Leo shook his head. No, it's not about that. I came to tell you I won't be able to go to the arena anymore. A hush fell over the group. And why is that exactly? Victor asked, his voice low. You weren't even injured yesterday. I don't have any confidence to fight someone, Leo explained. And I don't want to have to hit anyone. I don't find it fun. I don't understand the logic behind the arena. So from today on, I can't do it. Victor stood up, towering over him. What you just said gives everyone a free pass to hurt you as much as they want. As the Student Council President, I, Victor Knight, hereby announce that the student Leo Carter is no longer under the protection of the fight arena. Later, Leo was still puzzling over what protection meant. He found out soon enough when Ian Kang and his friends walked into his classroom. I heard the new kid isn't setting foot in the arena anymore, Ian said, and the first thing he did was slam Leo's head onto his desk. Let me teach you what that means for this school, Ian sneered. I was in need of a new slave. You belong to me now. No one did anything as Leo was beaten. Another student chimed in. I heard he transferred here because he got beaten up so much at his last school. Unbelievable, Ian said as he continued to punch him. It was then that Leo finally understood what the arena's protection meant. If you didn't participate, you could be assaulted inside the school. His hell had started all over again. Later, he was in the principal's office. Do you want to drop out? The principal asked. You haven't even been here for a week. Yes, Leo said quietly. I'm already preparing for my equivalency exams. I think they're more important to me. All right, the teacher said. If that's what you want, there's not much we can do. Leo thought I did everything I could. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, for having such a useless son. After leaving the office, he felt a strange sense of finality. Now that my terrible school life is over, I'll start living a normal life tomorrow. But as he was leaving, Victor Knight was waiting for him. Why won't you even try to fight? What's the big deal? Leo just apologized. To be honest, violence is a kind of trauma for me. I've been bullied so much in my life. I've reached my limit. All I want to do now is give up. I did everything I could. You're even more pathetic than I imagined, Victor shot back. Who said you need to fight like a pro? Technique is for the weak. If you don't have teeth, you bite with your gums. If you don't have strength, you use courage. That's what fighting is about. But right now, you're not even doing the bare minimum to protect yourself. Do you really think you're going to find a bright, colorful world out there after you leave here? You won't. He'd just continue being a loser for the rest of his life. As Leo walked away, he thought, who is that guy to say anything? He's never been weak. I'm done with this. But on his way, Ian Kang and his cronies cornered him. I heard you're not coming to school anymore starting tomorrow, Ian said. How could you quit without talking to me first? Leo wondered how they found out so quickly. Ian sneered. If you leave, who's going to be my punching bag? Ever since the arena was created, I've been without a slave. Do you really think this is the end for you just because you quit school? Moments later, Leo was being beaten in an alley. Today is the day I die, he thought. You should be grateful, Ian said. If this was 6 Gates back when my brother was here, you'd probably be dead already. By the way, he said checking a phone, is this address correct? You live in a nice place. Mangu City Building, 604, Unit 1105. Maybe we'll pay you a little visit next time. What are you planning to do with my address? Leo asked, a spark of defiance in his voice, finally showing some reaction. Ian laughed. Now stay still. I'm going to take a picture of you all messed up to send to the guys. Why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? Leo despaired. He thought this would all be over, this abyss of eternal pain, but he was being pulled right back into it. Why couldn't he escape this hell? Then he remembered Victor Knight's words. He didn't need to fight like a pro. He didn't need technique. He just had to use what he had. He had to do the bare minimum to protect himself. This time, he screamed. So funny, this piece of crap screaming, Ian mocked. Hold him still for a bit longer. I'm recording a video. Why me? What the hell did I do wrong? Leo thought. And then he kicked Ian's phone out of his hand. Hold him better, you idiot! He's struggling, Ian yelled. Use what you have, Leo thought. He lunged forward and bit down hard on Ian's hand, drawing blood. I won't give up, he thought, even as a fist crashed into his face. It was Ian who cried out in pain from the bite. Leo glared, the pain forgotten. If I'm going to die, I'm dragging you with me. I'll take you to hell with me, you son of a bitch. Even a cornered rat will bite, huh? Ian snarled. You should have been prepared for this. He signaled to his friends and they all rushed Leo. But this time, Leo fought back. He fought like a total amateur because he didn't need to be a pro. He just needed to do everything he could. Grab him, Ian ordered, but Leo broke free and ran. What the hell got into me fighting those guys, he wondered as he sprinted. Meanwhile, back at the arena, a match was underway when the doors burst open. It was Leo, bruised and bloody. I want to participate in the arena, he shouted just as Ian's group caught up behind him. Victor Knight smirked. This little kid is much more fun than I thought. The next fight will be Leo Carter versus Ian Kang. Yuri Park. Ian Kang's second-in-command muttered, That loser should be getting beaten up by me right now. Another gang member shushed him. Keep it down. Victor might hear you. Yuri flinched. Right. You have to be careful around that guy. Of course, Leo was getting destroyed. Ian knocked him down again. Did you really think you could do anything against me? He taunted, landing another punch. Your delusions are pathetic. He kicked Leo hard in the chin. Do you regret it yet? You should have just taken your beatings quietly. But Leo just stared back at him with a death glare. How dare you? Ian snarled and began slapping him across the face. You have to accept that you're a loser. Things aren't going to magically change for you, like in some fairy tale. He sent Leo rolling with another kick. The crowd was impressed. This Kang guy is really strong. Ian wondered if he'd overdone it. Did I kill the poor guy? But no. Leo was getting up. Even Ian was a little shocked. That last blow should have been a knockout. Hey, new kid, take it easy, he said. You could actually die. Die from just this. Leo gasped, and then he threw his entire body weight at Ian, tackling him to the ground. Compared to what I've been through in my life, he thought this crap is nothing. The crowd cheered. The vomit kid has some good moves. Ian was caught completely off guard. He shoved Leo off and dodged his first clumsy punch. You'll never hit me with slow punches like that. If you don't have strength, use courage, Leo remembered, and he drove his head forward, slamming it into Ian's face and nearly breaking his nose. The crowd erupted, getting much more excited. This fight was way more entertaining than they expected. Victor watched intently. Even if the adrenaline is masking the pain, Leo has already taken so much damage. And yet he's still on his feet. He's certainly resilient. Ian finally managed to throw Leo to the other side of the ring. Are you trying to die, you piece of shit? He yelled. But Leo got to his feet like a zombie. He looked at Ian and his friends outside the ring. Is this all you've got? He rasped. The gangs that always terrorized me. This is all you have to show for it in the arena. The crowd, which had been silent, began to chant Leo's name. He charged forward, a wild look in his eyes. Why was I ever so afraid of these guys? He wondered until Ian finally knocked him out. He apologized to Leo, adding that he wouldn't be caught off guard again. The winner was Ian Kang. Later, Leo woke up still in the arena. He thought to himself that in a way he had succeeded. He'd never been under the illusion that he would actually win. He had focused all his strength hoping to land at least one good hit, and he did everything he could in that moment. If I had focused a little more instead of rushing in so desperately, he thought the fight wouldn't have ended so quickly. Maybe I should have focused on Ian's lower body. No, that wasn't it. He only fell because he was caught off guard. If only I were just a little bit stronger. Just then, Victor Knight appeared. "Are you feeling better?" he asked. "Are you here just for me?" Leo asked, surprised. "As the council president, it's my duty to look after students who end up unconscious," Victor stated flatly. "The arena isn't a place to literally beat someone to death. In fact, it's a place to protect students. You know this was a one-time thing, right? Starting tomorrow, your entry will no longer be permitted since you're no longer a student at Six Gates." "What do I need to do?" Leo asked, sitting up. "I'm not quitting school anymore. I just want to know what it takes to get stronger." A faint smile touched Victor's lips. "Training the weak is also the responsibility of the council president. Are you ready?" Before Leo could answer, Victor's fist shot out, sinking deep into Leo's stomach. "What do you think of that?" he asked, as Leo gasped for air. "Feel like you're going to die. This is just the beginning. I'm going to make you withstand that kind of punch." Leo thought back to where it all began, the slipper incident. A student had accidentally hit him with a slipper and apologized, asking if he was okay. Leo had been passive, saying it was fine. That's when the bullying started. He had exposed himself as the weakling. He was becoming an easy prey who couldn't even defend himself. But now he wanted to be taught. He wanted to become stronger. As Victor hit him again, he said, "This is just the start. Soon you'll learn to resist these kinds of blows." The next morning, Leo could still feel the phantom pain from the punch. He wondered how much force Victor had used. It felt like he'd broken something inside. Victor had told him, "Meet me during the breaks. You'll get stronger if you do." Is that all it takes to get stronger? Leo wondered. Jace Miller ran up to him. "Hey, I thought you'd quit school." "I changed my mind," Leo said. "That's great," Jace replied. "You're pretty brave." But his smile faded as he noticed Ian Kang's gang on the stairwell. "Well, look who it is," Ian sneered. "The punching bag is back. I really didn't expect to see you again. Did you come for revenge? You need to learn your place. Next time I might actually end up killing you." Jace didn't like these guys either, but he froze when he saw the look on Leo's face. It was pure fury. "I will get stronger." Leo thought so. "I never lose to bastards like him again." Later, during the break, Leo was on the rooftop getting beaten mercilessly. "Keep your eyes open," Victor instructed. "Don't be afraid. Look directly at my fists. You are not permitted to fight back until your training is over." Is this really training? Leo wondered. He trained that way for days. On the school rooftop, he took a few hits, then a few more, then a lot. One moment, Victor was punching. The next, Leo was getting hit. The entire training consisted of him just taking a beating. Meanwhile, in the arena, Ian Kang was winning another match. The crowd whispered that he'd shown no mercy in his fights ever since the match with Leo. His ego must have been bruised, someone said. The vomit attack must be his weak point. Ian overheard and stalked over to them. "If you're so confident, why don't you fight me?" The students immediately backed down, apologizing in fear. Bunch of losers, Ian thought. He asked his gang, "Have any of you seen Leo today?" They shook their heads, saying he hadn't been to the arena. It was as if he was rejecting it. Then Ian remembered something. Anyone who rejects the arena is no longer protected from violence. He started to hatch a plan. That evening on the school campus, Leo was running, doing his cardio for the day. He remembered the beatings, punch after punch after punch. Can I really get stronger with this method, he wondered. I know it's not enough yet, but I will get stronger. Suddenly, a motorcycle zoomed past, missing him by inches. "Hey, you little shit," the biker yelled, stopping. "You scratched my bike. Apologize. My baby is scratched thanks to you. That repair is going to cost you." "But you were the one who..." Leo started to say. "What was that? Are you trying to talk your way out of this? The biker snarled and punched Leo in the face. The other bikers claimed they were witnesses and that it was Leo's fault. Are your ears clogged? Can't you hear me? The main biker yelled, but Leo just stood there wondering. What the hell is this? Why am I not scared? And why didn't that punch even hurt? I'm not kidding around. You're going to give me all the money you have, the biker threatened. But then Leo remembered. He remembered his training getting hit by Victor over and over again, being punched by that monster for so long that he barely felt the pain anymore. He retaliated, throwing a punch square in the biker's face. Why would I give my money to a scumbag like you? Leo yelled. The problem was Leo had only been training his endurance. His own punch had no power behind it and didn't hurt the biker one bit. What the hell do I do now, he thought, panicked. I only learned how to take a punch, not how to fight back. He was so clumsy that he immediately took another kick to the face. The other bikers grabbed him. The leader slipped on a pair of brass knuckles. Hold him tight, he snarled. Now he's going to get a real beating. Just as the biker was about to strike, someone else appeared delivering a flying knee to his face. It was Jace Miller coming to Leo's rescue. It was you all along, Leo. Good to see you. Another biker tried to rush Jace, but he dodged with ease and took him down too. Even a guy who came at him with a wooden plank was quickly knocked out. A girl with the group screamed in frustration. Get up, you losers. Leo watched in awe. Jace is so strong, the girl shouted. Do you have any idea who we are? We're freshmen from the toughest tech school around. If we tell our seniors about this, you're dead. But the lead biker, clutching his face, knew better. It's no use. Just look at their uniforms. They're from Six Gates. He stood up, shaking. I only picked a fight with this weirdo, but we messed with the wrong people. If I had known he was from Six Gates, I would have never touched the kid. They quickly got on their bikes and sped away. Jace turned to Leo. How did you get involved with those losers, man? Later, Leo explained that he was being personally trained by Victor. Wow, you're really taking this seriously, Jace said, impressed. Yeah, Leo admitted. I still feel weak, but I've been training my endurance. I saw you shadowboxing earlier, Jace said with a grin. It was certainly eye-catching. Leo flushed with embarrassment, but Jace continued. No, it's a good thing. It's great that you weren't scared and you resisted, but you're not strong enough to take on several people at once. If it were me, I would have dodged and then thrown a punch. Anyway, I'm a little jealous that Victor himself is training you. It's good you're settling in. Six Gates is a pretty unique school. Leo remembered what the biker had said. Six Gates really did have a reputation. It seems like they ran off because they noticed we were from Six Gates. Of course they ran, Jace explained. This school is famous in the neighborhood. Six Gates is a place for people who want to fight. It used to be a jungle where normal students were prey to the rampant violence. But thanks to Victor Knight, who single-handedly conquered the school, the fight arena was created. And with it, some rules. Now, Six Gates, with its one-on-one fights, has slowly become fairer. It's a way to resolve what was once senseless violence. But if the arena or Victor ever disappeared, those rules would mean nothing. The school could go back to the hell it once was. Of course, some people wanted to return to the old regime. One of them was Yuri Park, who was fighting in the ring right now. After easily defeating his opponent, he called out, "Next." I didn't like the way that little nerd looked at me when he came in. Are you going to refuse a fight in the arena? This was Ian Kang's plan. He was forcing the weaker kids into the arena. If you refused, you'd get beaten up in the school. Yuri destroyed the poor kid, breaking his jaw. Now it was Ian's turn to fight. Who's he going to fight, someone wondered. Ian pointed directly at the student who had just spoken. Me. Why we don't even know each other. I don't need a reason, Ian said coolly. I just don't like your face. Isn't that what the arena is for? Or are you going to reject the fight? Before things could escalate, Victor Knight appeared to restore order. I was just making a match request, that's all Ian said, feigning innocence. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Do you have a problem with that, Victor? I haven't broken any rules, have I? He had arranged this with his gang beforehand. It was their way of weeding out the weak. He turned to Victor. The first person in this entire school to openly refuse the arena was your little project Leo. You always say that as long as you have arms and legs, anyone bully or loser can fight in the arena, a place where everyone is equal in the face of violence. You brag about it like it's so great, but look around. You'll find plenty of cowards who just watch others fight but never fight themselves. A loser's mentality stays with a loser. Another student agreed. It's true. They hide behind the rules and have an easy time at school. The idiot who exposed all of this was Leo, Ian declared. Now we can challenge the weaklings who hide behind your rules. Yuri smirked. Now they have to fight whether they want to or not. Exactly, Ian said. The arena is our playground now. He looked at Victor. I haven't broken any rules. Victor's voice was cold as ice. You better not put on any more useless demonstrations. My apologies for the commotion, Ian said with a fake bow. I'll be more careful next time. The next morning, Leo was getting beaten by Victor again. He felt like he was going to die, but he finally managed to block the first punch. I'm evolving, he thought. I'm not as scared as I was before. Victor noted, You're getting used to getting hit. Leo even tried to fight back, but his punches were ridiculous. Victor ended the session with a swift punch to the stomach. Don't make weird noises when you attack. You sound like a rodent, Victor said. You need to learn a technique, the jab and the straight. With this, you can win any fight. Later, they were in the school's old rundown game club. Inside was a dusty punching machine that measured the power of a punch. Raise both fists to your chin and tuck your chin in, Victor instructed. Feet shoulder-width apart and move lightly. Jab with your front hand. For the straight, rotate your hips and punch through. He demonstrated, and the machine registered a single point. To Leo, it sounded like a shotgun blast. Now it's your turn. Leo threw a jab, then a straight. I think I did it, he thought. But the machine's score didn't change. Victor explained, This machine is so old, it no longer registers the force of a punch correctly. You have to hit it with immense power just for it to register at all. It's a perfect training tool. The machine's surface really was old. Victor Knight told Leo not to show his face again until he could hit a score of 99 on it. Meanwhile, Gus, the eyebrow guy, was having a tense conversation with his girlfriend when Yuri Park intentionally bumped into him, knocking him over and shattering his phone. Gus knew it was deliberate, but Yuri just sneered. If you've got a problem with me, settle it in the arena. Of course it was my fault, Gus said sarcastically. That's right, it was, Yuri replied. You weaklings need to understand what's happening now. This wasn't school violence. It was just an accident. Be more careful next time. Jace Miller appeared to help his friend. He knew it was on purpose. Let's report this to the student council, he said. It's no use, Gus said, dejected. It's not worth making a scene. They'll just keep doing it anyway. Later during lunch, Leo was eating with a newfound appetite. He was so much hungrier than before, probably because of the training, and was eating twice as much as he used to. That's when Yuri Park showed up, accidentally dumping his entire lunch tray on Leo. He then started patting Leo's face with hard, friendly slaps. We're friends, right, Leo? Yuri mocked. He remembered a conversation he'd overheard earlier with Ian's gang. Yuri had been bragging about knocking Gus over and breaking his phone, saying Ian's plan was working perfectly. Now they just had to deal with Jace, and Yuri had a plan for that too. But this time Leo reacted, grabbing Yuri's arm to stop the slapping. "You're so cute when you're angry," Yuri taunted. Leo didn't know what to do. Victor had only taught him how to take a punch, but then Jace stepped in. "Shut up," he said calmly. "He's eating." And with that, it was Yuri who got a tray dumped on his head. Jace's voice was cold. "Haven't you heard never interrupt a dog while it's eating? You should know your limits, Yuri." "Do you want to die?" Yuri snarled. "This isn't school violence," Jace said, mimicking Yuri's earlier words. "My hand slipped and the tray fell on your face. Besides, I wanted to fight you anyway, so this works out well. I challenge you to a match in the arena. I'm going to educate you properly." Later, as Jace was washing his shirt, Leo apologized. "I didn't do it for you," Jace said, though not unkindly. "I've been wanting to slap Yuri for a long time. I can't stand seeing Ian and his gang do whatever they want. You probably don't know since you're new, but Ian has been unilaterally picking on weaker students and beating them up in the arena. They just make up excuses like they don't like their faces, and then they break them. And when the weaker kids get scared, they use what happened to you, how you refused to fight, and what happened afterward as a threat. I haven't had a chance to fight them, so this is good. I won't just stand by and watch the arena be used like this." "Why do you want to protect the arena so much?" Leo asked. "You're so strong you wouldn't be at a disadvantage if the arena didn't exist. Is there another reason?" Jace sighed. "I went through a phase just like you," he confessed. "I was bullied relentlessly. They beat me up and I was even forced to drink piss. I was shy and overweight when I was younger, and the bullying was terrible ever since elementary school. I felt like I was in hell and thought it would be better to just die. But one day someone saved me. An older man who maybe had gone through the same things asked me if I was interested in boxing to lose weight. He was the manager of a nearby boxing gym. After that, I tried boxing for the first time and became obsessed. I trained like a madman, I lost the weight, and boxing transformed me." He continued. "After my transformation, I fought back against the bullies. No one could bother me like before. Even the wannabe gangsters were nothing in front of me. Although the rules Victor created are a bit extreme, I like that people can fight with their own power without being afraid of being jumped by a group. That's why I want to protect the arena, and that's why I'm going to destroy Yuri Park." That night, they faced each other in the arena. "I don't know how you had the guts to challenge me, Jace," Yuri sneered, "but I'm going to show you what a stupid decision that was." "Just shut up and let's get started," Jace replied. Leo wished him good luck. When the match began, Yuri realized Jace was incredibly good at dodging his punches and was landing several of his own. Everyone could see how fast Jace was. Yuri hadn't expected this at all. His boxing is good, he thought. His movements are precise, but his punches are still weak. Yuri had the advantage in physical strength. He saw an opening in Jace's guard and was about to land a body blow, but it was a feint. Jace countered, and it was Yuri who took the hit. Leo watched, amazed. Jace was too strong. Yuri couldn't touch him. People in the crowd murmured that Yuri's winning streak was about to end. Leo was surprised. He hadn't known Yuri was undefeated. In the ring, Jace was dominating, blocking, dodging, and countering every move. Yuri hadn't landed a single clean hit. "You can't even land your jabs," Jace taunted. "You think a straight will..." He landed another punch, knocking Yuri to the mat. "After all that trash talk, is this all you've got? You're so weak, yet you keep starting fights. Get the hell out of this arena." Yuri looked up at Ian Kang in the stands. He couldn't lose. He wouldn't. "Yes, your boxing is great," Yuri admitted, getting up. "But boxing isn't my best skill." He lifted his leg, shifting into a different fighting stance. "Round 2. That's a kicking stance, Jace thought, but charged forward anyway. "I can kick too." But when his shin connected with Yuri's, it felt like kicking a steel bar. He wanted to create distance, but Yuri wouldn't let him. Now Yuri was only attacking with kicks. "Come on, Jace. Scared now." Jace realized Yuri's kicks were on another level compared to his punches. If he got hit again, it would be dangerous. But as he focused on the kicks, he was distracted and Yuri landed a flurry of punches. He was so worried about the kicks he couldn't react in time, Leo thought. "Who do you think you are talking to me like that?" Yuri snarled, and then kicked Jace's shin, making his leg buckle. Jace fell to his knees. The force of the kick felt like being hit by a pole. What kind of power is this? Jace wondered. He had blocked it, but was still thrown back. Yuri continued his assault, his kicks so powerful they nearly fractured the bones in Jace's arm. Leo saw that Jace was in trouble. "Where are those brave attacks from before?" Yuri mocked. Scared. Jace realized it was true. Yuri's real strength was never his punches. As Yuri's foot flew towards his face, the referee intervened. "Your opponent can no longer fight. Attacking him now is against the rules," said Gunhang Ri, a third-year student and the referee for the match. "I was just getting started," Yuri complained. Then he looked up into the stands, his eyes locking on Leo. From today on, he announced the arena is going to get a lot more exciting. After the match, Leo helped a battered Jace. The physical pain was bad, but what hurt more was losing to Yuri. In the end, he had only made the bullying stronger. "You weren't so bad," Leo tried to comfort him. "You were winning at the start." "His kicks were much stronger than I expected," Jace admitted. "It was strange when I got hit." He thanked Leo for walking him home and offered him a drink, but Leo declined. "I have an appointment," he said. "This late at night?" Jace asked. "Just an appointment," Leo said and quickly left, leaving Jace confused. The next morning, Ian Kang was receiving a gift of new sneakers from some of the weaker students who had joined his gang to avoid being beaten. Yuri appeared and Ian asked, "Do you know where Leo is?" "Is it time to beat him up?" Yuri asked. "No, that won't be necessary," Ian said. "Yuri, you've changed the whole plan. By beating Jace, you proved your strength and put fear into everyone weaker than you. Our reputation will suffer if we're seen beating up someone as weak as Leo. That brings us to the next phase of the plan." They went to meet with a third-year student, Sum. "It's a pleasure to meet you," Ian said. "I came to discuss something." "I have nothing to discuss with a first year," Sam replied, "but at least you're brave for coming here." "Of course," Ian said smoothly. "We're just flies compared to you third years. You were legends back when my brother was at this school." His brother Sam thought. "But ever since you guys lost to Victor, you've hidden away and retired," Ian continued. "Do you want to die?" Sam threatened. "I don't think what happened to you was fair," Ian said. "You were fighting alone back then, but not anymore. The times have changed." Later on the rooftop, Gunhang Ri was talking to Victor. "Ian and his group are exploiting the rules," he said. "We can't let this go on, or it will get much worse. Ian Kang is the brother of that bastard from before." Victor was thoughtful. "We can't change the rules just because one person is abusing them." "So you're just going to let it happen?" Gunhang asked. "I can intervene," Victor said, "but the arena won't remain the same if I do." Gunhang fell silent, knowing it was true. Just then, Victor's phone rang. It was Leo. Back at the game club, Victor found Leo. "I told you not to call me until you got the score," he said. "Are you giving up already?" "No," Leo said. "That's exactly why I called you." The punching machine was covered in blood. Leo looked at Victor. "What do I need to do next to get stronger?" That night, when Leo had rushed off from Jace's place, this is where he had gone. He knew he had to get stronger and faster. He had no skill or talent, so he would make up for it with pure effort. His punches were still weak, but he would punch 1,000,000 times if he had to. He remembered what Victor said hit the machine hard enough for it to register. He didn't have the weight or muscle, but he would use the technique he'd learned. He had to rotate his body and use his own weight. He spent every night there for hours and hours until his hands bled. Finally, a punch landed with enough speed and force to register, and he kept going until he finally hit 9,999 points. "What do I do next?" he asked Victor. "You've exceeded my expectations," Victor admitted. "Of course," Leo said. "I don't have time to waste." "That's great. It's good that you're motivated. We'll move on to the next part of your training. But you better prepare yourself. It will be the hardest part." At that moment, Leo collapsed against Victor, who caught him. A rare smile touched Victor's lips. "The kid needs to rest. After all, rest is also part of training." The following night, Yuri was in the arena. "Where is everyone? There isn't even half the usual number of people here. Is everyone that scared?" Just then, a second-year student from the council, Seokwan Choi, stepped forward. "That dragon tattoo on your shoulder has been irritating me since day one," he said. "That's reason enough to fight." He was using Yuri's own logic against him. The referee thought, "I can't let them abuse the rules. I'll make Yuri taste his own medicine." But then more people appeared in the arena. Even Gunhang was shocked, because it was the third-year gang led by Som. "This is no place for you, Som," Gunhang said. "I'm here to fight in the arena, fair and square," Som replied. "Cut the crap. After what you did, you're not welcome here. Let the past be the past," Som said with a grin. "I just want to have some fun." Ian Kang spoke up. "He's right, Gunhang. We have all night to have fun. It'll be good for the arena to see some new faces." Gunhang realized there was little he could do. Meanwhile, in a desolate reconstruction area, Leo stood with Victor. "Why are we training in a place like this?" Leo asked. "It looks abandoned and haunted." "This is the perfect place," Victor said. "What exactly is today's training?" "Leo, do you know what high school was like here in the past? The high schools in this region fought for the title of the most powerful. 6 gates emerged as the victor. Once we established our territory, the others fell in line. Right now," Victor said, gesturing around them, "you are in the territory of Jinsang Technical High. The schools don't fight each other anymore, but crossing into another school's territory is considered a clear provocation." With that, Victor locked the gate, trapping Leo inside. "This gate only opens from the outside. Now you either get out or you win the fight. The best training is real experience. This isn't right." "What kind of training is this?" Leo shouted. But then the students from Jinsang appeared. It was the same biker from before, ready to deal with him. Leo now knew why the name Jinsang had sounded so familiar. "It's not going to be like last time," the biker sneered. "You're brave for coming here alone, but today you're going to regret it. Are you already frozen, trembling with fear?" But no, that wasn't it. Leo was murmuring something. "What are you mumbling about?" the biker demanded. "Speak up before I break your jaw." Leo was repeating his technique. Fists at chin level, chin tucked in, feet shoulder width apart. Stay light on your feet. Then the first. Leo's jab landed squarely on the biker's face. He then used his body weight to throw a straight, knocking the biker flat. "It works now," Leo thought, a surge of adrenaline coursing through him. Meanwhile, back at the arena, Seokwan Choi was surrendering, nearly beaten to a pulp. Som laughed. "This arena is actually pretty fun, but shouldn't a second-year student be stronger than this?" Just then, Gunhang Ri himself entered the ring. Fight someone your own size." "That's a good idea," Som agreed. "We have things to settle anyway. But if you look around Gunhang, you'll see there's almost no one on your side." Gunhang knew it was true. Most of the other students had already left, scared off by Som's presence. It was all Ian Kang's plan. "If you really want to fight, Gunhang," Ian called out, "you can settle things in the arena. Besides, there's no one left to make sure the rules are being followed, are there?" Som turned to Gunhang. "You heard him. You can either run away like the coward you are and tell Victor, or we can settle this outside like men." Back with Leo, he was holding his own. The next guy who rushed him threw a punch that barely did any damage. "That was so weak it didn't even hurt," Leo said, knocking the guy out. He took down the next one and the next like a human wall. They wondered if this was really the same kid from before, but then the girl from the biker gang shouted, "You don't know what you've gotten yourself into. You're screwed now." More and more students were arriving from their territory to deal with Leo. He realized there were too many to fight at once. "You're going to get it now," the girl taunted. But Leo simply stole a motorcycle. "Use everything you have," he thought, and took off like a madman, wobbling because he had no idea how to ride. The gang laughed at him until Leo threw the bike at them. He used the distraction to knock out the first guy with a straight, then took off running. "I have to fight them one-on-one, but not like this. I wish I were in the arena right now." Then he had an idea. If he didn't have an arena, he could create one. He ran into a nearby building, forcing them to follow. He waited on a narrow staircase where only one person could come up at a time. As they rushed him, Leo punched them in the face one by one. It was much easier this way as they stumbled and fell over each other. They even started to get scared of him. But suddenly, a bowl of soba noodles crashed down on Leo's head. The man who threw it kicked him off the staircase. Apparently, he was someone important. "Why the hell is someone in a Six Gates uniform interrupting my meal?" he demanded. Leo hadn't known someone was up there. When he tried to fight back, he took another knee to the face. This guy is different from the others, he thought. The leader said, "You boys have 10 minutes to finish him." They swarmed Leo. "What a waste of food," the leader said as he left. "I'll change my mind. You have 5 minutes." But Leo kept resisting, blocking every blow. He managed to get back on his feet. He couldn't fight them all, so there was only one way. As the leader descended the stairs, muttering about how useless freshmen were, Leo launched himself down the stairs. "It won't take 10 minutes, you son of a bitch," he yelled, using gravity to his advantage and delivering a powerful headbutt. He rolled down the rest of the stairs. "Senior, are you okay?" the freshman asked. "Get that kid no matter what," he yelled, but Leo was already gone, having spotted an exit. As he ran, a motorcycle cut him off. "Are you the one who's been beating up my boys?" a large man asked. He was riding the first biker's motorcycle with the biker himself tied up and being dragged behind it. "You're not so bad. You're actually kinda cute." This was Rock Jin Hyo, the leader of the Jinsang students. "I love cute things." Leo was horrified. This guy dragged his own ally with a motorcycle. What's wrong with him? Rockjin noticed the rest of his gang had caught up. His second-in-command apologized for the mess, but Rockjin told them to stay put. "I'll handle this." "No, we can handle it ourselves," they protested. "He was my prey," Rockjin said simply. Leo saw that this guy was the leader. He was a bit shorter than Leo, but he was built like a bull. Leo charged without fear, ready to use the technique Victor had taught him. But Rockjin dodged easily. "That was a cute attack," he said, and then grabbed Leo's leg, lifted him as if he were nothing, and slammed him onto the ground. "Don't pass out yet. I have a lot more to play with." He smashed Leo's head into the pavement again. I might actually die now, Leo thought. The Jinsang student sneered. "Now you'll pay for messing with us." "Shut up," one of their seniors warned. "After Rockjin is done with him, we're next." Rockjin started to choke Leo. "You're almost dead. Show me how cute you can be." But Leo kicked him square in the face with the sole of his shoe. "Who are you calling cute, you bottle cap? You're the size of a kindergartner." "Did you just call me cute? And short?" Rockjin asked, his voice dangerously low. The Jinsang senior paled. "Now the kid has killed himself. When Rockjin was younger, he was bullied relentlessly for being small. You should never, ever call him cute." Rockjin released Leo's neck. Leo tried to take the chance, but Rockjin was just preparing his next move. He locked Leo's neck in a leg choke. Leo couldn't breathe or move. "This cute little thing is mine now," Rockjin said. The move was known as the triangle choke of death. Trapped, Leo took punch after punch. "Who's cute now?" Rockjin taunted. "I'm really going to die here," Leo thought. But he did something that stunned everyone. He managed to stand up even with the leg choke locked in. He wouldn't give up. Rockjin switched from the leg choke to a rear naked choke. "The record for holding out against this is 7 seconds, he said. "Let's see how long you last." He's trying to suffocate me to make me pass out, Leo thought. I can't lose consciousness. His legs finally stopped moving. "He's back to being cute," Rockjin said. "You're really fun. I'm taking you to my playground." The senior breathed a sigh of relief. Good, he's focused on the kid. He won't beat us up. But Leo was awake. He knew this choke-out game. He had been through it countless times when he was bullied. They loved to torture people. He had learned a trick he could block his own carotid artery and pretend to be unconscious. That's what he did now. He grabbed a rock from the ground. "This is my opportunity attack. This is the miracle I created to survive my whole life." He smashed the rock into Rockjin's face with all his might. He used the opening to run for the gate, but the short man wasn't unconscious. He was running towards Leo like a wild animal. He wasn't knocked out even with a rock, Leo thought in disbelief. Then Victor Knight appeared. "That's enough," he said calmly. "Rockjin of Jinsang, if you attack here, it will be a declaration of war with 6 gates." Leo was now standing on 6 gates territory. "So you're the famous Victor," Rockjin said. "I've been waiting to face you. I want to know how well you fight." He charged, but was met with the strongest punch he had ever received in his life. Even Leo winced in sympathy. "The students of Jinsang never learn," Victor said. "Their illusions only end when they're beaten." He turned to Leo. "You passed the test. Tomorrow will be your last day of training." The next morning, Leo didn't wait for his final training session. He didn't need it. Jace had returned to school with his arm in a cast fractured by Yuri's kicks. "Are you faking so you don't have to fight me again?" Yuri taunted, pushing Jace down. "Are you all embarrassed now, so different from how you were in the cafeteria?" He stepped on Jace's broken arm. "Oops, an accident. I didn't mean to step on your arm." "This is breaking the rules," Jace gasped. "There's no point in following the rules of an arena that doesn't even exist anymore." Yuri scoffed. That's when Leo appeared, stepping between them. He directly challenged Yuri to a fight in the arena. "The vomit boy shows up," Yuri said, eyeing Leo's bandaged hands. "Been training. At least you know how to block a punch now." Leo pushed Yuri's hand away. "Are you going to fight or not?" "Of course. This sounds fun," Yuri said eagerly. "Are you ready to be kicked out of the arena by force? You'll love how different it is now." Later on the rooftop, Gunhang found Victor. "Where were you last night? Do you have any idea what the arena is like now?" "Some showed up. The situation is worse than ever. I warned you." "Some appeared in the arena," Victor mused. "That's interesting." "Are you serious? You're not going to do anything about this?" "This is normal," Victor replied. "If problems like this didn't exist," Victor explained, "the arena wouldn't exist. We can't keep everyone under control, which is why the arena is perfect for establishing rules. But the arena is like a polluted river that cleanses itself over time. It has to endure without my intervention, otherwise it will completely lose its purpose." Later, Ian asked Yuri, "Did Leo really challenge you to a fight?" "Yeah," Yuri said. "He's acting like he's all big and strong now. From the bandages on his arms, it looks like he's been training, but I'll still destroy him." Ian looked thoughtful. We gain nothing by challenging a loser like Leo. In fact, we should be focused on taking down Victor to finally end the arena. Don't worry about it, Yuri said dismissively. I'll break one of Leo's arms so he never tries that again. Yuri, of course you'll win, Ian said, his voice laced with frustration. But this could open the door for other losers to challenge our gang. We've worked so hard to tear down the arena and we're so close. What you're doing is giving them a chance. Don't lower your guard. Leo may be just an insect, but he's an extremely persistent one. Later, Gus found Leo. What did you do? Do you want to die? Challenging Yuri? Even Jace lost to him. Leo knew he had challenged Yuri in the heat of the moment. He worried that Victor would be angry with him for breaking his promise not to fight. He was supposed to have his final training session today. Jace, his arm in a cast, told him, I know you're being trained by Victor himself, but Yuri is still too dangerous. You probably don't know this since you're new, but Yuri and his gang do all sorts of things outside of school. We all know what will happen. Stay out of this, Leo. I can deal with him after my arm heals. No, Leo said firmly. You fought for me and you got hurt. I know how you felt, Jace, because I've been through it too. No one ever helped me when I was being bullied. They were all just spectators at the circus. I don't want to be like them. I want to fight, and my first fight has to be against Yuri. He started that fight in the cafeteria, and I want to finish it. I don't care how dangerous it is. I'm ready for it. That night, everyone was buzzing with excitement. They finally had a reason to return to the arena. I haven't seen this many people here in a long time, Gus said. Jace added, Leo's fight against Yuri has created a huge impact. The best part of the arena is seeing a loser beat a big shot. Where is that damn loser? Yuri demanded. His gang figured Leo had probably chickened out. Even better, Yuri said. If he gives up, he's no longer protected by the rules. Victor was also there to observe. The crowd grew restless, shouting for the fight to start. Where's Leo? Even Jace was getting worried. But then Leo appeared. Why would I leave when the fun is just about to begin? He said. His head was completely shaved. Yuri burst out laughing. You look like an egg. You think you're in the army? But Victor just chuckled softly. He knew what it meant. Laugh while you can, Yuri, Leo said. Soon you won't even be able to breathe. You're really confident right up until you get beaten, Yuri retorted. We'll see who gets beaten tonight, Leo shot back. As the referee started the match, Leo thought, I'm not the same person anymore. I'm not that scared kid. I will win this fight or die trying. He was the first to attack. I love that spirit, Yuri said, but it won't help you. He countered with a powerful blow to Leo's face. I'm going to make you regret challenging me. You're still a pathetic loser. Yuri was completely overwhelming him. Leo thought Yuri's punches are much worse than the Jinsang guys, but I have a plan. He tried to land several blows, but Yuri dodged them all and knocked him down again. React, Leo, do something, the crowd yelled. Gunhang sighed. I knew this would happen. If it continues like this, the bullying will never end. Is that what you think? Victor asked calmly. Just take a closer look and see who's more focused, Yuri or Leo. You're tough. I'll give you that, Yuri said. You were born to be a punching bag. Then to everyone's shock, Leo dropped his guard. My fight has just begun, he thought. He remembered going to the rooftop earlier that day to talk to Victor. He had apologized for breaking his promise, explaining that he couldn't stand by any longer. Then we'll change the training plan, Victor had said, and then attacked him like a beast. This will substitute for the final part, a match against the student council president. The first punch sent Leo flying. Is this how it's going to be in the arena? Are you just going to take a beating and not fight back? Come at me with everything you've got. Leo did, but Victor told him his punches were still slow and weak. You'll never adapt at this rate. I know Leo had thought. I know this little bit of training won't make me much stronger, but I will win no matter what." He managed to land a punch on Victor, who stood like a wall. "If you want to win this fight, Leo," Victor had said, "you have to lower your guard." And that's exactly what he did in the ring. He started swinging his arms wildly like a madman, not landing a single hit. "You get more pathetic by the second," Yuri scoffed. "This won't work." But as Yuri punched him, Leo grabbed onto his body and held on tight. He took punches to his back and knees to his face, but he didn't let go. It's all going according to plan, he thought, remembering Victor's final lesson. One trick is to grab their body and the back of their neck. Lower your guard and stick to your opponent. That's how your battle will begin, Victor had explained before delivering a knee to Leo's stomach. A moving target is hard to hit, unlike a stationary one. Of course, you'll take a lot of punches, so you'll have to endure it. You resisted my training. Why wouldn't you resist this? When you get a chance, a punch to the stomach should do it. Victor had then thrown a punch that stopped just short of Leo's face. Confuse your opponent. Don't let him know your next move. In the ring, Leo managed to punch Yuri in the ribs. Yuri fought back, but Leo held on, continuing to land body blows until one finally hit so hard that Yuri cried out in pain. Are Leo's punches working? Jace wondered. Leo saw his chance. Yuri's guard was down. He could hit him. But as he threw his first punch, Yuri dodged. You're too predictable, he sneered. But Leo remembered Victor's final words. When you're in the arena, forget everything you've learned. Anything can happen in a fight. You can't always depend on what you've learned. You have to use your instincts. Seize every opportunity. Leo grabbed Yuri's head, immobilizing him. Did you see this coming? He asked, and landed a punch so hard that Yuri finally crashed to the ring floor. The crowd was stunned for a moment, then erupted in cheers for Leo. The entire arena was chanting his name. That son of a bitch got a good hit on me, Yuri growled. I'm just getting started, Leo replied. The arena was alive again, everyone cheering for the vomit boy. Yuri couldn't understand what was happening. He thought Leo was just getting lucky. But when he tried to attack again, Leo used his new technique, the jab and the straight 1-2. He kept at it, cornering Yuri against the ropes. He's much better than he looks, Gunhang said, surprised. He turned the fight around just like that. In a fight at this level, energy and mental strength are the most important things, Victor observed. Unexpected attacks can break an opponent's concentration. This is Leo's moment to turn the tide. And he was. Yuri was taking a beating. Jace noticed something. I don't know why, but Yuri looks nervous. He seems anxious. Yuri kept glancing at Ian. He didn't want to lose. He didn't want to get kicked out of the gang. This is humiliating, Yuri spat. I have to use my real fighting style against a loser like him. Leo knew what was coming, the kicks. He had to end this quickly. But Yuri's first kick landed hard. Now Leo understood what Jace had been talking about. These weren't normal kicks. Know your place, you insect, Yuri shouted. Each kick felt like being hit by a metal rod. There were no openings to counter. He remembered what Jace had told him. Be careful. Yuri definitely has something on his legs. His kicks aren't normal. When he starts kicking, you have to be prepared. Now Leo understood. That scared look suits you, Yuri taunted. You can start begging for your life. He unleashed a series of kicks. Leo thought, the way Yuri is reveling in my pain. He reminds me of them. The ones I'll never forget. The ones who tormented me and turned my life into hell. Demons who do this just to watch people suffer, and that's exactly why I can't let this go. The next kick came, and Leo simply blocked it with his butt. The move was so ridiculous that even Jace was shocked. I know exactly where kicks hurt the most and the least, Leo thought. Are you kidding me now? Yuri yelled. You've always been ridiculous, but this is too much. But Leo kept blocking with his butt, and despite the crowd's laughter, it was working. He was taking much less damage. Leo's a genius, Jace said, a grin spreading across his face. It's a little funny, but it's really working.
It's the best defense he could use right now. Yuri was getting tired from kicking so much. When he finally found an opening, Jace realized Leo's plan. He wanted to weaken Yuri to make him slower. Jace remembered his own fight. Yuri's kicks were powerful, but he seemed hesitant to use them. The more powerful the kick, the greater the risk. Leo dodged the first few blows, but was eventually hit by one of Yuri's punches. He hadn't been expecting it. When the final kick came, Yuri sneered. "No matter how hard you try, you'll always be pathetic." But Leo stood firm, completely intact. He had caught Yuri's leg. "You've gotten very slow," Leo said, and then tripped Yuri, sending him crashing to the mat. Leo knew there was something there. It felt like being hit by a metal bar, but the kicks had gotten progressively slower. During one of those slow kicks, he had seen something shiny inside Yuri's pant leg. Leo ripped the fabric at Yuri's shin, revealing a piece of equipment, a steel shin guard. "No wonder you got so tired," Leo said. "You were being weakened by the weight of your own equipment." The entire arena erupted, calling Yuri a cheater. Everyone was against him now. "That's why his kicks were so strange," Gunhang said, turning to Victor. "What do we do now?" "Just wait," the president replied. "This will be over soon." Leo seized the opportunity, jumping on Yuri and pummeling him. How is this kid not exhausted yet? Yuri wondered. "I'm not that scared boy anymore," Leo thought. "That's my old self." He delivered the biggest punch he could right to Yuri's head. The referee stopped the fight. The winner was Leo Carter. He had actually done it. He had knocked out Yuri with his own 2 fists. Yuri could barely believe he had lost. Ian's gang abandoned him, tossing him aside like trash. The crowd turned on him, throwing cans and stones. But Leo walked over, extended a hand, and said, "If you're awake, get up. I really wanted to beat you badly, but since you cheated the rules, say we can fight again. Fairly this time." "This new transfer student is much more interesting than I thought," Gunhang said, amazed. "I can't believe he offered him a handshake." "He finally looks like a 6-gate student," Victor said, a hint of pride in his voice. "Maybe he's more capable than I expected." But Sam was still there. "What has happened to this school?" he asked disdainfully. "What's so fun about fights between students?" He grabbed Yuri by the hair. "You lost to a loser like him. You don't even deserve to be a student at 6-gates. As a senior, I'm disappointed." Who is this guy? Leo wondered. Victor approached Sam. "What are you doing here?" "It's been a while, traitor," Sam sneered. "I was just watching your boring fight. I don't care if it's inside or outside the arena. I just want to crush all of 6-gates. I don't want its reputation ruined any further by you." "I thought you had given up," Victor said. "But this will be interesting. I'll show you what a real arena fight is like." Later, the two prepared to face each other. The arena was packed. Everyone was excited to see Victor fight. "Who exactly is this Sam guy?" Leo asked Jace. Before the arena was created, Jace explained, Sam and Victor competed for the title of the strongest at 6-gates. "It's been a long time since we fought," Sam said. "Bringing up the past like that is a bit spiteful," Victor replied. "But I'm looking forward to giving you another beating." "Arrogant bastard," Sam snarled and charged. The impact of their blows was so powerful that it forced students back from the ring. The ring itself nearly broke with the first hit. "Where were you aiming?" Victor asked. Although Sam's blows were strong, he was much slower than Victor, who dodged everything. "Even for his size, Sam moves so fluidly," Leo remarked. "And Victor is impressive for dodging all of it," Jace added. "What happens if Victor loses this fight?" Leo asked. "The arena will be abolished and 6-gates will go back to the way it was before," Jace said grimly. "Sam is Kang Hui's right-hand man." "You're just dodging like a rat," Sam taunted Victor. "You'd better forget your last victory because I'm completely different now." Just his steps made the entire ring tremble. His first punch was so powerful that even though Victor dodged, he was still grazed on the face.
"I finally touched you," Som said. And then he was much faster, landing more blows, covering Victor's body in bloody scratches until he finally knocked him to the other side of the ring. "This is insane," Leo said. "How did Victor ever win against a guy like this?" "From what I've heard, Som is much stronger, but Victor has much more technique," Jace explained. "But right now, Som's overwhelming power is crushing him. Maybe he's been through some kind of special training." "Yes," Som thought. "My body is completely different. That thing the gang gave me is really working." He was ready to kill the traitor. But as he went for the final blow, Victor was ready. He countered with a punch so powerful it sent Som flying across the ring, crashing against the ropes. "This is a waste of time," Victor said. "I'll end this quickly." His punches were so fast that Som could barely react. Victor had been holding back his power the entire time. He finally delivered a last blow so strong it broke the ring ropes, and Som went rolling out of the arena, crashing through the shocked crowd. "That's incredible," Leo thought. So that was the fight between the most powerful at Six Gates. "Where do you think you're going, Yuri?" Victor called out. "You still need to be punished for cheating." A trembling Yuri was forced to kneel. Victor was going to show him what happens to those who break the arena's rules. In the ring, Victor prepared a steel bat. "Are you going to hit me with that?" Yuri whimpered. "If I take a hit from you, I'll die. I'm sorry, so sorry I didn't do it on purpose." Victor ordered him to put his head down. Yuri hugged Victor's leg, begging for mercy. "I've been through so much. I was always bullied as a kid. I'm a victim in this too. I don't want to do this anymore." "Down," Victor commanded. Yuri thought he was done for. "Clench your teeth if you don't want to lose your tongue," Victor said. But when he swung the bat, he stopped at the last second. Yuri had already wet himself in the ring. The crowd erupted. "From today on, this guy is a legend. First we had Vomit Boy, and now we have Piss Boy. Next time I won't show any mercy," Victor warned. Of course, Ian Kang was watching everything. Victor addressed the crowd. "I'm sure you all know the purpose of this arena. It's simple to fight under the same conditions and accept the result fairly. Only the strong can stand after a hard fight. But some of you dared to bring outside fights into the arena. For those who broke the rules, as long as I am here, I will not let it happen again. You can relax. Enjoy the Six Gates Arena. It's a place where even cowards who are afraid to fight can become dignified through violence." Everyone hailed the king of the arena. "That's all for today," the president announced. The next morning, Leo found Victor training on the rooftop. "He's at full steam even after yesterday's battle," Leo thought. "Why did you come here?" Victor asked. "I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to teach you. I'm here to train. You can leave." "No," Leo said. "Actually, I'm here to thank you." "There's no need. I just fulfilled my duty as president." He's a little cold about it, Leo thought. "But I'm curious about something. Why did you go so far to help me? I heard I was the first one you trained directly, and you even said those things to motivate me." "There is something I would like to show someone," Victor said. "And since you followed my teaching so well, I can tell you. Congratulations, Leo. You worked very, very well. I'm proud of you." Leo bowed deeply, thanking his trainer. He didn't completely understand what Victor meant, but he seemed different somehow. He decided not to ask, not wanting to be intrusive. That night, the arena was more lively than ever. After everything Victor had done, it was revived, even more intense than anyone could have imagined. Everyone was excited for the daily bloodshed. One of the night's fights featured Leo Carter. He had changed too. After so many bloody fights, he was much stronger than before. He began to feel the flow of combat, and with every opportunity he learned. He was completely captivated by the arena. Meanwhile, Ian Kang was at a prison visiting his older brother. "I'm sure the last time we talked like this, you wanted to hear some interesting good news," his brother said.
So how did everything go? A loser from my group ruined everything, Ian reported. It was the opposite of what we expected. We couldn't defeat Victor. This Victor has grown a lot, his brother mused. But just because the true owner of that school isn't present doesn't mean he can act like he's in charge. This was Kang Hui, the former leader of Six Gates. Don't worry, brother, Ian said. I'll make another plan. If it doesn't work inside the school, we can use another method. Only those who have already put a collar on themselves can put a collar on others, Kang Hui said sternly. Stop playing around and know your place. Father will help me. I should be out of here in a few months. That's a relief, Ian said. Then don't tarnish the family's reputation until then, Kang Hui ordered. As soon as I'm out, I'll handle everything. I understand, Ian replied. Sometime later, Gus burst out. I finally got a girl to go out with me. Jace Leo, you have to help me. I've never done anything like that, Leo said. Me neither, Jace added. And I have to train this weekend. But I have a great feeling this time, Gus insisted. Rhea herself asked me out first. Honestly, I can't even count on my fingers the number of times you've said it would work out and it didn't. Jace sighed. This is a sign of destiny, Gus declared. Leo felt a bit sorry for him. He seems a little desperate. We could help him, right? This time it really could be a sign. But Jace just shook his head. Leo, you don't know Gus's capacity for messing things up in this department. I'll buy you a burger, Gus pleaded. And dessert, Jace added. Deal? Gus agreed. So there they were, the three of them, and Gus was a nervous wreck. Why am I so nervous? He kept asking. Jace wondered aloud how much he'd already had to drink. Leo had never seen Gus this anxious before. He wondered who this girl could be. When Rhea walked in, she was indeed very beautiful. Gus really has good taste, Leo thought. But of course, she brought her friends. The first girl who entered wasn't Rhea. She was the second one. The other two were her friends. It turned into a group date. Leo felt a bit shy himself. He had never been in this situation before and thought maybe he shouldn't have come. But then the cute girl Mi Jong introduced herself to him. Actually, Leo thought, I'm so glad I came. Later over dessert, Rhea asked Jace what Gus was like at school. I'm curious because I only ever see him at the gym. Oh, he's normal, Gus said quickly. That's a lie, Jace interjected. He never pays attention in class and is always watching live streams of girl groups or sleeping. Is that so? Rhea said, a little surprised. But he studies so hard at the gym. Leo felt left out as everyone else chatted away. Noticing this, Mi Jong asked him, Are you not much of a talker? No, that's not it, he stammered. He couldn't believe she had spoken to him first. Actually, I feel a bit out of place too, Mi Jong confessed. The others are a bit too energetic for me. I feel like this every time I go out with them. Me too, Leo admitted. I'm kind of being dragged into this new atmosphere. I'm more of a listener like you. Just as they were about to connect, Jace announced, We should get going. We've already reserved a karaoke room for everyone. Right when I was getting comfortable, Leo thought with a sigh. Later at the karaoke place, they asked Jace if he was good at singing. I'm average, I guess, he said. People who can sing always say that, Rhea teased. Jace said they could head in, but Gus pulled him aside. Let them go ahead. We'll go to the bathroom first. I'll pass, Jace said. I already went. What's with you today? Gus demanded. You're saying all this nonsense in front of Rhea. I'm just being honest, Jace replied. You're embarrassing me, telling her I don't study and sleep in class. I only did it because your jokes are terrible, Jace shot back. Calm down, guys, Leo said, trying to mediate. I'll go on ahead. He thought doing this in the middle of the street is so embarrassing. These two are always fighting, but Gus is still a good person because he's honest. He thought of Mi Jong. He really liked her and wanted to get to know her better.
The kid was already falling in love. Just then, he noticed a guy bothering the girls. "What's wrong with you?" Mi-jong asked. "I'm with my friends, you're with yours. Let's just join up," the guy said sleazily. What is this guy doing? Leo thought. "Do you already have a partner?" the guy asked Mi-jong, gesturing to Leo. "Why him? He's just a loser. Why not play with me instead?" He started grabbing her, refusing to let go. Before Leo could do anything, Mi-jong herself struck, applying a perfect karate takedown and slamming the guy to the ground. "I knew this would happen." Rhea sighed. "What's going on?" Leo asked, stunned. "You don't need to do anything, Leo," Rhea said. "Mi-jong is a really scary girl." She started to lay into the guy. "I heard she's been learning self-defense since she was a kid." She finished the bully off with a kick. "I also heard her brother is from Six Gates. He has a peculiar name, too. I just can't remember it." Wait a minute, Leo thought. Mi-jong, a peculiar name. Is she Victor's sister? And yes, she was Victor Knight's sister. "Why do these guys always test my patience?" she muttered. Another guy approached. "That bastard went to pick up a girl and got beaten up. Was it you?" he asked, pointing at Mi-jong. "You're screwed." But when he lunged, it was Leo who dealt with him, beating him down completely. Even Mi-jong was impressed. "How dare you try to hit a woman?" Leo said angrily. "These Six Gates people are really different," Rhea commented. "Yeah, I think so too," Mi-jong agreed. Leo rushed over to her. "Are you okay, Mi-jong?" "Yes, of course, thanks to you," she said, smiling. "This is nothing compared to Six Gates," Leo said with a hint of pride. Gus and Jace finally appeared. "Why is everyone outside? Weren't there any rooms left?" "Where were you?" Rhea demanded. "Do you know what just happened? Those guys showed up and—" "What guys?" Gus asked. Everyone realized they had already run off. Outside, the defeated group was talking. "I'm sure our leader will be interested in this story," the first guy said. "He'll make them pay for what happened today." While the others were talking, Leo stayed back a bit with Mi-jong. "Why did you start training?" she asked. "You fight really well." "Well, you fight really well too," Leo said. "It's fascinating to me." "It's thanks to my brother's training," she explained. "It's the only reason I can protect myself." "As for Victor," Leo said, "I owe him a lot. I never would have adapted after transferring if it weren't for him." "So you're the one my brother has been talking so much about," she realized. "The transfer student in the first year." "The president talked about me," Leo asked, blushing. So that someone Victor wanted to show something to was his own sister. The thought was a bit embarrassing. It would ruin his tough image. Just then, Mi-jong offered him her phone. "It would be nice if we kept in touch," she said. "Yes, of course," Leo said, his heart soaring. "I'm so glad I came today." That night in a construction building, a gang was beating a man to make him pay his debt. "I don't have a cent right now," he pleaded, "but I'll make sure to pay in the future." A gangster with a scorpion tattoo on his face said, "You can become one of our players. Then you can pay off your debt. When you borrow money, you have to pay it back even if it's with your own life." The trio that Leo had beaten appeared before the gang. "There was a group we need you to deal with," one of them said, but the gangster slapped him across the face. "You were beaten up by a woman, weren't you?" he sneered, kicking him. "How dare you tarnish the gang's image like that?" "It wasn't just the woman," another of the trio said. "There were people from Six Gates there." "Really?" the gangster asked. The other confirmed it. "We were attacked by a boy from Six Gates." "This sounds fun," the gangster said with a cruel smile. The next morning at Six Gates, Gus was sad because Rhea hadn't contacted him since the weekend. "Let me guess," Jace said. "You were wrong again." "It's all my fault," Gus moaned. But Leo was still texting with Mi-jong. He was realizing they had a lot in common. He thought she was such a cute girl. Just then, they passed the bathroom where Yuri was begging Ian's gang for forgiveness. "Getting rid of you will be a big help to the group," Ian said coldly. "Just one more chance," Yuri pleaded. Ian spit on him. "There are no second chances for a loser like you." Even Leo felt a little bad, but Jace pulled him away, telling him not to get involved. "Why do people want to hang out with Ian anyway?" Leo asked. "It makes no sense to be part of a group of bullies at Six Gates." "It makes sense inside the school," Jace explained, "but outside it's different. There's a very famous company in this area called Umang. Publicly it's a company, but that's just a front. It's basically a large criminal organization, so big they have connections to the police and even politicians. The second son of the gang's boss is Kang Hui. Basically, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth." Jace continued. "That's exactly why people want to get close to him." Leo had no idea. He realized the neighborhood was much more dangerous than he had imagined. And that night, it was proven. Mi-jong was walking home late from work, texting with Leo, when a girl suddenly ran up to her begging for help. "Some strange guys attacked me and they're chasing me now." "It's okay," Mi-jong said soothingly. "We can hide here and call the police." But the men appeared. "Well, look what we have here. 2 girls together," one of them said. "You damn perverts," Mi-jong said. "I'll deal with you if you get any closer." "Are you really going to protect her?" the man asked. At that moment, the girl betrayed Mi-jong, hitting her with a taser. "I really don't like idiotic men," the girl said, "but I also love taking down rich girls like you." "Why are you with these guys?" Mi-jong gasped, collapsing. The gangster with the scorpion tattoo appeared. "Apparently you're pretty good at fighting. We can have some fun." This was Han Gi-ru, a second year from Mudeong High and an executive of the Beexon group. The guy Mi-jong had taken down earlier appeared. "You shouldn't have done that," he warned her. "You've messed with the Beexon group." The girl with the taser, Ji-yu, asked how the shock felt. "It might be a bit more electric than me," she taunted. Mi-jong knew she had to move. She managed to dodge at the last moment as Ji-yu tried to use the taser on her again. "You can still move impressive," Ji-yu said before shocking Mi-jong again, this time knocking her completely unconscious. "Now where do we go? If you leave her with me, I can teach her a lesson." "I'm not leaving this toy just for you," said Han Gi-ru, the gang leader. "The girl could be useful to us. Tie her up and take her to the hideout." But just then, someone came running. One of the guys recognized him. It was Leo, who immediately greeted them with a punch to the face. I could have been a little faster, he thought. If I had been faster, this wouldn't have happened. 30 minutes earlier, Leo was walking home from the arena texting with Mi-jong. They had been chatting for a while when he received a strange message from her full of garbled characters. It was at that moment that Mi-jong was being electrocuted and had accidentally sent the message. Leo had his suspicions, but to think she would be attacked like this. "It's that bastard who attacked us at the karaoke place," one of the guys said. "The invitation hadn't even reached him yet, but he's already here," Ji-ru said. "You Six Gates people are really impatient." "You messed with the wrong person," Leo declared. "I'm going to deal with all of you right here." "You're going to deal with all of us by yourself," a chubby guy asked. "You'll die trying." He swung, but Leo dodged and knocked him out with a punch to the face. He easily handled the next 2, blocking one attack and dodging another. The second poor guy lost a couple of teeth after a sharp uppercut. These guys are nothing compared to the arena, Leo thought. No matter how many of them come at me, I can beat them all. But he was almost hit by the wooden bat Ji-ru was using. "I was curious to meet one of the Six Gates kids," Ji-ru said. "I want to see how skilled you are." Despite the fast attacks with the bat, Leo dodged everything and even managed to land a flying kick that broke the bat in half. "Your aggressiveness isn't so bad," Ji-ru admitted. "I'm just getting started," Leo said. Can't you fight without that little wooden stick? But then Jiru swept his legs, making him fall exactly where he wanted. Dealing with you was unexpectedly more difficult, said Jiu as Leo landed right on top of her. I didn't mean to fall here, he stammered, blushing. He saw the taser. They probably used that on Mijong. Just as Jiu was about to use it on him, Mijong shot up, kicking the taser away. How are you on your feet? Jiu asked, shocked. You should be unconscious. Mijong had protected herself with a piece of the broken bat. When she was electrocuted, she had used the wood to prevent the full charge from reaching her body. You're crazy, Jiu said. Can't you just stay down? Are you okay, Mijong? Leo asked. Yes, thanks to you I bought some time, she said. Now they were ready to finish off the rest. I didn't want to make a big scene. Jiru began, but was cut off by Leo's punch. I'll teach you what happens when you cross the line, Leo said. Jiu sneered at Mijong. You're not so bad, but you went down once, I'll take you down again. I'm very motivated this time, Mijong replied. I can't stand girls like you. You better prepare yourself. Meanwhile, Jiru was taking a beating. You're not so tough, Leo said. You're much more than I expected. Jiru gasped. But is that all you've got? Now the real fun begins. He popped something into his mouth. When he charged again, Leo noticed his energy had returned and his blows were much more powerful. I've studied your style, Leo. You can't beat me now. Leo realized the guy's power was different, as if something had suddenly awakened in him. Jiru was now easily turning the fight around. Leo couldn't believe he was being caught by a guy like this, but he wouldn't give up. He got back up after every hit. He closed the distance and started trading blows up close, even landing a headbutt. This kid is a lunatic, Jiru thought, seeing how recklessly he was fighting. But Leo landed a solid uppercut. You were curious about Six Gates kids. Now you can feel a punch from a first year. The single blow was enough to knock Jiru out. Leo thought he kept coming at me even when he was cornered. It was because he ate something. He remembered Mijong. She had already finished with Jiu. I finished quickly to try and help you, she said, but you handled your guy too. Now that I look at her closely, Leo thought she really does look like Victor. Mijong started interrogating Jiu. Who are you? I have nothing to do with the Beexon group. I'm just doing this for the money, she cried. Leo remembered the other guy mentioning the Beexon group. What is that exactly? And why would they give you money to do something like this? Six Gates makes no sense, that's why you don't know them, she explained. About half a year ago, this association of high schools, the Beexon group, suddenly appeared in the region. Their influence is huge. All the gangs became interested in them, and they easily took control of all the gangs and territories. Are they just a school association? Leo asked. I don't know exactly, but their next goal is to take over Six Gates. When I got the money, Jiru said it was to make sure the job was done well. If they could capture some Six Gates kids, they could join the 5 Dragons. So they're targeting Six Gates, Leo mused. But why Beexon has already dominated most of the high schools, but they still haven't taken the territories of Six Gates or Jinsang, and Six Gates' territory is the largest in the northern region. That's why he was so curious about how we fight, he thought. I've told you everything, now I'm leaving, Jiu said, but Mijong stopped her. We're not finished yet. She gave her another beating before they left. Leo apologized to Mijong for getting her involved. It's okay, she said. You weren't the bad guy, so why are you apologizing? Besides, I have a strong connection to Six Gates too. That's true, Leo said. Victor, this would have happened to me eventually, she said. Still, I'm relieved, Leo said. No matter what Beexon does, they won't be able to take Six Gates so easily, not as long as Victor is there. And the guys we fought today weren't very strong. I agree, Mijong said. My brother is on another level, but you're not so bad yourself. I owe you one. Twice now. Leo felt relieved that he had managed to save her. Meanwhile, the failed Beexon group was getting a beating from their own boss. "What's wrong with you, Jiru?" he asked. "Even if you weren't so pathetic, you never knew your place." "I'm so sorry," Jiru pleaded. "I only did it because we wanted to conquer that place." He got a foot stamped on his face. "Even if a pathetic guy like you hadn't interfered," the boss said, "the plan to conquer the northern region was already in motion. From now on, Giru, you're a player." "No, please not that," he begged. This was Tae-il number 5 of the 5 dragons of the Beexon group. "I'm looking forward to seeing how you do in the Colosseum," he said coldly. Elsewhere, other wannabe players were being vetted. "How dare you show up in front of me?" a man asked. "All of you really want to join the Divine Wind." They were there for the benefits of joining the gang. The first one got a punch to the face to wake him up. "Are you here for the benefits? What do you think we are, a charity group?" This was Gyeong-il Seob, leader of the Divine Wind. Everyone trying to join ran away. They even left their friend behind. "No loyalty, no determination," Gyeong-il said. "Nowadays, there's no one with talent, just useless people." "It must be because of the Beexon group's influence," one of his men said. "Most of the useful people on the streets have been recruited by them." "We can't just let that happen," Gyeong-il said. "We have to expand our influence." Just then, one last person appeared for the interview. "Are you short on manpower?" he asked. It was Yuri Park. "Are you crazy showing up here?" one of the men asked. "I'm here for the interview," Yuri said. "And I'm on a completely different level from those losers who just ran away." "You're not very rational, are you?" Gyeong-il said. "Coming here alone so arrogant. Your personality alone is enough to disqualify you." "I'm aware of that," Yuri said. "I'm not here offering myself for nothing in return. I'll do anything. I came prepared to do whatever is necessary to join." "Are you really that motivated?" Gyeong-il asked, intrigued. The next morning at Six Gates, Leo was a bit sore from the previous night. He saw Ian's gang talking to Yuri. "You're going through a tough time," one of them said. "We were even thinking of recruiting you again, but you'll have to do a lot more." "Stop talking nonsense and get to the point," Yuri said. "Why are you suddenly acting like this with me?" "I heard you were getting involved with some heavy hitters," the other said. "Maybe we can have some fun with them. Maybe you could infiltrate them." "I don't want to work with you anymore," Yuri said. "How dare you ignore me?" the guy said, grabbing a can of Coke Zero Sugar from the trash and throwing it at Yuri's head. Yuri retaliated with a kick that almost hit him back. "Don't get ahead of yourselves," Yuri warned. "I only joined Ian because of his gang. You think you can talk to me like that even after I've left?" "Does Ian know you left?" they asked. "I don't have to stay at this shitty school," Yuri said. "You two can stay here and lick Ian's boots if you want." Yuri left school, Leo thought. As Yuri was walking home after school, he thought, "I don't care about anyone anymore. Not Ian, and not his clan." He would join the Divine Wind, but then Leo appeared to talk to him. "I heard you left school," Leo said. "Is it because of what happened in the arena? If so, we can settle this fairly." But Yuri just threw Leo's things on the ground. "You must be so happy, you bastard," he snarled. "Playing the hero of justice, exposing me. If you get in my way again, I'll kill you." He stalked off, muttering that his day was ruined. Leo thought, "It's really none of my business, but something about this is bothering me." He noticed a letter had fallen from Yuri's things and picked it up. That night at an abandoned gas station, a rival gang was complaining that the week had been a total failure because the Divine Wind had been collecting much more money in their territory. "Don't worry," one of them said. "We'll deal with them soon. Divine Wind may have more numbers, but not all of them are useful." Just then, Yuri approached. "You have two choices," he said calmly. Serve the divine wind or leave this territory, that's it. What's it going to be? Isn't that Yuri Park? They asked. The guy who joined Ian for personal gain, but now he's back with divine wind. There really is no bigger idiot than him. Yuri remembered his mission. Gyung-il had told him to deal with this rival gang. If you handle them, he had said, I'll reconsider letting you back into divine wind. I have no other choice, Yuri thought. I have to restore my position. They charged him thinking he was alone and would never win. The first blow from a bat hit him hard, but he blocked the next one with his leg. Surprised my shin is bulletproof, he took them down with a series of powerful kicks. The leader stepped up to face him. Enough talk, Yuri said. Let's fight. The battle began. Meanwhile, Gyung-il's men were asking if he would really accept Yuri back. Of course not, Gyung-il said with a laugh. I only asked him to do it because I knew he'd be determined. Even if Yuri loses, it's good for us. We have nothing to lose. I'll use a beast with a corrupted heart like Yuri, and then just discard him. Later, Yuri stood alone, having defeated the entire gang. You're much stronger than the first time we faced each other, the leader admitted. My determination is different now, Yuri said. It can't even be compared to the past. You have only one choice now. You can no longer serve the divine wind. Just leave this territory. The next morning at Six Gates, rumors were flying that Yuri had left school. Students were tasked with throwing out his uniform. The rumor was that he had returned to his old gang and was now targeting Six Gates students he didn't like. Leo asked his friends if they had heard. Yeah, Jace said. It was pretty obvious. Ian discarded him and Yuri was only at Six Gates because of Ian. Still leaving school so suddenly, Leo said. He didn't have any close friends here. Who would be friends with that guy? Gus scoffed. If it weren't for Ian's gang, he would have been alone. Later, Leo was in a park where he found a group of children playing. He apologized for interrupting and asked if they knew someone named Ji-hyun. Who's asking? A girl replied. I'm Ji-hyun. Leo informed her that Yuri had left Six Gates. She hadn't known. Leo had found her thanks to the letter that had fallen from Yuri's belongings. He had come to the address on the envelope. He thought it was strange that Yuri had no friends and had left without even packing his things properly. I have no way to give this to him either, Ji-hyun said. When Leo asked if they weren't close, she explained that after he left the orphanage, they hadn't known where he was living. She only knew about Six Gates, which is why she sent the letter there. Yuri was from this orphanage? Leo asked, surprised. Yes, she said. Just like all these other children here. He's an orphan and grew up here with all of us. She recalled a time when she was being bullied and the other younger children couldn't do anything. Not just her, but other children from the orphanage were discriminated against simply for being orphans. But then something happened. Yuri protected all of them like a hero. After that, he became a target in every school he went to, bullied for being fragile, for being an orphan. And there was never anyone to help him. In middle school, the bullying became severe, and that's when his personality slowly changed. That's how he found his first gang. After a long time, he returned a completely different person. The children barely recognized him. But deep down, he was still the same person who cared for all of them, always bringing them gifts every month. But I lost contact with him recently, Ji-hyun said, her voice filled with worry. I can't believe he left school. Leo could hardly believe she was talking about the same Yuri he knew. Crying, Ji-hyun said, Sometimes I think that maybe the person he used to be will disappear, and he'll become a terrible person just like those gangsters. Even though he didn't have to, Leo found himself worried about him. Meanwhile, at the Divine Wind's hideout, another man was being beaten. Do you know what will happen if you don't come to your senses soon after this beating? Gyung-il asked before showing mercy. Kids these days have no courage. I like the ones who are truly raw like Yuri. I like lunatics like him. He couldn't believe Yuri had destroyed the other gang and returned alive and whole. "Those guys weren't that strong," Yuri said. "All right, that's enough to pay off your debt," Kyung-il said. "Now we can think about whether you'll be a part of Divine Wind." "What do you mean? You won't accept me after I destroyed that gang? After you betrayed us, your qualifications have become a bit stricter, you know," Kyung-il said. "What else do I have to do?" Yuri asked. "You'd do anything, wouldn't you? Could you kill a person? Do I have to kill someone?" Yuri asked, his eyes wide. Kyung-il laughed. "You actually believed me. Relax, I won't make you do that. Not a complete joke though, because what you will do is threaten someone with death. You just need to set a motorcycle on fire. That's all. The deposit alone will be a few million. It's hard to find people who do this kind of work these days." "So you're asking me to commit arson?" Yuri asked. "Yes," Kyung-il confirmed. "It shouldn't be much for you since you managed the other job. If you complete this, you're back in Divine Wind." Later, Yuri was thinking about his next task. Arson. If he got caught, he'd probably go to juvenile detention. He found himself back at the orphanage as if on autopilot. He wondered why he had come. He needed to sleep. But then Ji-hyun appeared. They sat on the swings in the park, talking. "Why are you out alone at this hour?" "It's dangerous," Yuri said. "I couldn't sleep very well," she replied. "Why are you here? Aren't you going to school anymore?" "Of course I am," he lied. "I'm just very busy." "You're lying. I can see it on your face," she said gently. "Still, it's nostalgic remembering when we were young swinging in this park." "I couldn't swing very much myself," Yuri said, "because I was busy pushing all the other kids on the swings." They spent a long time reminiscing, laughing at the good memories. "Even when those mean boys came to bully the kids from the orphanage," she said, "you were the one who protected everyone. You were truly the hero of the orphanage. Couldn't you come back? It would be good if you helped take care of the other children just like in the past." He thanked her for the invitation, but said he had to go back. "I might not be back for a while, but don't worry. You should just get some sleep now." Ji-hyun wondered what was happening to him. What if this was the last time she would ever see him? The next day, Yuri was doing the job pouring gasoline on a motorcycle. He was paranoid, constantly looking around for cameras. Finally, it was time. It's easy, he thought. There's no need to think twice. But he was nervous. He remembered that if you grow up in a world without your parents alone, the first thing you have to learn is that even the smallest things aren't given easily. If you're born weak in a world where the strong survive, you have to become the strong one. He remembered a time when he was being lynched for being an orphan. "How did you think you could mess with us?" one of the bullies had said, ready to slash his face with a piece of glass. "We'll teach you your place." But then men in suits appeared. "How dare children like you use violence in this district?" they had asked. And when the bullies tried to talk back, the first one lost all his teeth because he was punched to the ground. And those people were from the clan, and the boys were completely massacred by them. That's when Yuri learned that if you don't want to be the prey, you have to become the hunter. Then a man appeared asking what all the mess was about. The men apologized, saying they were dealing with some insects in their path, and the one who passed was the clan leader. From that day on, Yuri decided one thing: he would be close to the one at the top of the food chain, so he would never be hunted again. That's when he got that tattoo. That's when he joined the clan. That's why he has no other choice. One day he will become the hunter. But someone stopped him before he could set the motorcycle on fire, throwing a bucket of water on Yuri. "Don't you know that fire is very visible at night?" the person asked. "How did you know I would be here?" Yuri asked. "That doesn't matter," Leo replied. 3 hours earlier, Ji-hyun was at the Six Gates exit waiting for Leo. She was desperate. "So you think Yuri is going to do something very dangerous tonight?" Leo asked. "Yes, she said. I know when he's acting strange or hiding something. He was like that last night. He said he wouldn't be back for a while to take care of the kids and things like that. She was extremely worried. I'm sure something bad is going to happen. Please help him. Leo wondered what the hell that boy was up to. Later on the rooftop of the Divine Wind's hideout, some members were having a secret barbecue. When someone opened the door, they thought it was their boss and that they were done for. But it was just Leo. They were, of course, very angry with him. Leo thought, this must be the place. Jace had told him it would be in an abandoned part of the village. Leo tried to bluff his way in. No, I didn't come to join Divine Wind. I was just looking for Yuri Park. Why are you friends with Yuri? Is that why you're here? Yes, Leo said. I have something to tell him, but I can't get in touch, that's all. It's too late, one of them said. Soon Yuri will commit a crime that could send him straight to prison. But before he could say more, Leo grabbed his face. Choose your next words carefully, Leo warned. Time is running out. Spit it out. Where is Yuri? And that's how he found him. Don't do something so risky like this, Leo said. No matter what happens, this kind of crime is never the solution. Who do you think you are to say something like that? Yuri shot back. Do you know me? Do you know my life? Do you know what I go through? No, Leo admitted. I don't know what your life is like. I don't know what you go through. But there's someone who believes in you. And it seems like not just one person, but the whole orphanage loves you. Ji-hyun desperately asked for my help. Was it Ji-hyun who sent you here? Yuri asked, stunned. She's sincerely worried about you, Leo said. She even asked for help from me, someone she barely knows. Don't ruin your own life like this because there are other people who believe in and depend on you. It's like watching a drama, someone said. It was Gyeong-il. I almost cried. Good thing I was watching you, Yuri, or I would have missed this whole scene. Yuri was shocked that he had been observed from the beginning. Gyeong-il had been recording everything to incriminate him later. From the start, you were a disposable card. An orphan boy like you is perfect for that. Both Yuri and Leo ran to stop him from burning the motorcycle, but Gyeong-il taunted that Yuri would be incriminated and go straight to prison. But suddenly Jace appeared to stop it along with Gus, who was still trying to jump the fence. Am I late? Jace asked. What are you doing here too? Yuri asked. You're right on time, Leo said. He had planned this. When he left the Divine Wind's headquarters, he thought it was strange that there were only 2 weaklings on their rooftop. The really strong people must have been out, so he had called his friends for help. What exactly is this, a school club activity? Gyeong-il mocked. What are you going to do? Get a projector and present a slideshow? Don't associate me with Yuri Park, Jace said. I came to help my friend, not this loser. I canceled my date just to be here, Gus declared. This means it has to be worth it. When he charged one of the gang members, protected himself with an iron brace. These little friends are interesting, he said. This was Raisung number 3 of the Divine Wind. The next one intercepted Jace's extremely fast punch. Despite Jace's excellent boxing and dodging, he was still hit in the face. This was Min Chul number 2 of the Divine Wind, who had 2 retractable blades in his gloves. I'm pretty good at boxing too, he said. When Leo also went to help his friends, he was stopped by the last one, the number 1 of the Divine Wind Kiyoshi, who was wielding 2 batons. Leo wondered, who is this guy and why is he speaking Japanese? Kiyoshi attacked with such power that even when Leo blocked, he spat blood and was thrown back. He thought it was impossible to block a blow like that. Yes, you are really delicious, Kiyoshi said, knocking Leo to the ground. Your little friends are in danger, Yuri, Gyeong-il said. Are you sure you don't need their help? Worry about yourself, Yuri replied, and landed a solid kick on Gyeong-il, only to hear a metallic sound. Kyung-il was wearing a protective vest. All the others also had weapons that gave them an advantage in close combat. "I also got stronger while you were away, Yuri," Kyung-il said. "Now we can have a real fight, just like in the old days." When Yuri kicked again with his steel shin guards, Kyung-il easily blocked it. "You're very ungrateful. I taught you almost everything you know." He knocked Yuri down with such force that he had to clench his teeth. Kyung-il was much more powerful than Yuri. "Maybe you'll understand the situation after a good beating. You'll realize who you dared to mess with." Ri-sung noted that Gus was lasting a while since he was from Six Gates. Gus thought his arms were aching just from blocking. He knew it would be painful if he got hit. He continued to dodge and block by a narrow margin, but then he noticed something. Ri-sung wasn't hitting him with his fists, but with his forearms because of the steel braces. He was just swinging his arms instead of really attacking. Gus managed to dodge, making Ri-sung hit the fence, and then used the fence itself to gain height and land a solid hit. Meanwhile, Jace's arms were being badly cut by Min-chul's blades. "Where did you learn to box?" Min-chul asked. "All you know is how to block." When he tried to slash Jace's face, Jace dodged by a hair's breadth and noticed something. He could see the blow clearly. The range of Min-chul's punch was limited because of the blade. Now he could counterattack. He took advantage of the wide swing to parry the blade and get in close for an uppercut. Min-chul wondered if the kid had already adapted to his style. "Apparently, you're the one who doesn't know how to box," Jace said. "So I'll teach you from the beginning." Leo was still taking a beating. "I love seeing Koreans trying so hard," Kiyoshi said. "It makes the fight much more fun." Leo thought the weapons and fighting style were problematic and predictable. "Why are you speaking Japanese if we're in Korea?" he asked. Kiyoshi returned with a full blow to Leo's stomach. "I'm Japanese and I speak how I want. I had nowhere to go and Kyung-il took me in. I'm just repaying the favor. Kyung-il's enemy is my enemy, which means I have to eliminate anyone who is against the divine wind. I will kill all the Koreans I see." Leo was all messed up, wondering how he would win against this guy with that weapon. Then he noticed something. His shoe was untied. He had an idea. "These Koreans are really tough," Kiyoshi said, but he was faced with Leo standing holding his sneakers tied by the laces. Kiyoshi could hardly believe what he was seeing. When he struck, his blow was intercepted by the laces of Leo's sneakers. After he was tied up by his own laces, Leo was ready to give him a beating. "I haven't seen that look in your eyes for a long time, Yuri," Kyung-il said. "When I first met you, you had that look on your face." "Don't say anything about the past," Yuri replied. "It means nothing to me." "It doesn't matter if you ignore the past because it will never be erased," Kyung-il said. "You learned that kick from me and I gave you those steel shin guards too. The item you use, the technique you use, you received everything from the divine wind. And now you want to erase the past. You're the divine wind's little dog." Yuri remembered those times when he crawled to get anything to a point where he didn't even remember to look at the blue sky. Then, one of the days he was walking through the streets, he passed by an alley and saw the Divine Wind Gang having a barbecue. He wondered if he could be as free and happy as them. When he passed by, his stomach even rumbled, drawing everyone's attention. They called him a beggar and told him to leave. He remembered he hadn't had lunch that day. But then, Kyung-il himself called out to him. "If you have nowhere to go, you'd better come back here tomorrow. I like boys with the look you have." Yuri thought he had approached to find out the reason for their happiness, so he showed up the next day and trained with Kyung-il, who liked his spirit very much. "Your kick is much better than your punch," he said. "If you keep practicing, you'll get much better." And that's when he asked his subordinates for that little gift, the tool he would use from then on. "This world isn't about being the strongest or being the winner," Kyung-il said. "What matters is how the strong won, how the winner got there. You must never forget that."
That's when he received the steel shin guards. Yuri believed in the hope that the Divine Wind family gave him. He did everything they told him to do. However, it didn't take long for him to realize that it wasn't Divine Wind that saved him or was his last hope. In fact, it was the rope that had been strangling him all this time. "You betrayed me as if you would never come back," Kyung-il said. "But seeing you return crawling back to Divine Wind was pathetic as expected. You can't change a person's origins." When he was about to land a final blow on Yuri, it was blocked by Leo, who was now wielding Kyoshi's batons. Jace said, "Even I won against these guys. They were real weaklings for someone who uses equipment during combat and still loses. They were way too arrogant." "Did they all lose?" Kyung-il wondered. "I have something to settle with Yuri," Leo said. "So it's best you stay out of this." "I don't know why you're going so far for Yuri," Kyung-il said. "But you'd better be careful. In the end, it might not be worth it. He's a damn traitor." He remembered a time when Yuri was fighting back against his bullies. Their leader had begged for mercy, but Yuri had just laughed. "You always say that. Did they ever listen to me? Did they ever spare me? Do you even hear well with those little ears of yours? Since they're useless, maybe I should just cut them off." And he had with his pocket knife. After joining the Divine Wind, he had freed himself from being prey, becoming a predator. He became addicted to the feeling of power and wanted more and more. He would do anything to prove his worth, his strength. That night, Kyung-il had come to him with the perfect offer. It was time for the Divine Wind to start a real business. "A business?" Yuri had asked. The clan made a business proposal. "No, it's much more fun than that," Kyung-il had said. It involved collecting money from victims, which had been very profitable. But the job was dangerous. Min-chol and Ri-sung had almost been caught by the police. "What if you could get the commission without taking any risks?" Kyung-il had proposed. They would provide the manpower for a man named Beck. "Have you heard of the Jong-nung Love Orphanage?" Kyung-il had asked. "The director is a gambling addict. He lost everything and is now using the orphanage's funds to pay his debts. He's probably looking to make money by selling the children as labor. I heard if you raise one of those kids on the streets from the beginning, they can do anything." Yuri remembered he had a family before the Divine Wind. He had forgotten to take care of them. He would make that trash pay. He would get revenge for the children. He had stormed into the director's office with a baseball bat. "You damn director! You never cared about the children, did you?" he had roared. He had almost killed him but showed mercy at the last second. "I really want to kill you, but there's one way to spare your life. Leave the orphanage immediately. If you do, nothing will leak. But if you don't, if you keep taking the children's money, I will expose all your crimes and kill you in the end." In the middle of that stormy night, the children had woken up hearing a strange noise from the director's office. Ji-hyun had told them it was just thunder. But then she had seen the broken glass and Yuri standing in the rain. When he returned to Divine Wind, Kyung-il had said something strange had happened. The orphanage director had cut off contact with him and contacted Beck separately. "What the hell are you planning, Yuri?" he had asked. "Did you really think I would stay with Divine Wind forever?" Yuri had retorted. "It's natural to always look for a better opportunity. Why would I stay in a pack of dogs when I can go to the wolf pack? So you're stealing my business. You're a very ungrateful boy," Kyung-il had said. Yuri had known he had to take responsibility to keep the children safe. "Since we've been comrades for a long time," Kyung-il had said, "I'll give you a beating just enough so you can still walk." In the present, Yuri knew he had no other choice but to betray him. He had done everything possible to ensure no one touched those children. "I knew it," Kyung-il said. "Why do you think you were accepted into Divine Wind? I had researched you. I already knew you were from the orphanage, but in the end you chose the children over Divine Wind. I was just thinking of a way to get my revenge when the opportunity arrived and you came back to me on your own. Now we'll finish what we started a long time ago." "Don't you see what's happening?" Leo interjected.
It's 4 against 1. And who exactly is the number 1 in this story? Kyung-il asked as the entire Divine Wind gang approached. This is crazy, Leo said. Where did they all come from? Boys, finish them, Kyung-il commanded, and they all charged with pipes and steel bars. Leo was already tired from his earlier fight. Jace said they could team up against him. Gus added, just because they have more numbers doesn't mean they have quality. That's true, Jace agreed. Each of us is worth more than just one person. Are these guys crazy? Yuri wondered. This has nothing to do with them, but they're going to stay and fight. He was so distracted that he was hit squarely by Kyung-il. Don't get distracted, Kyung-il said. We have business to finish. A full-blown brawl erupted. It was practically a war. Gus, Jace, and Leo fought against the entire Divine Wind gang. It was hard to block because there were so many of them, but Jace had their backs, taking down everyone he could. If you're in trouble, just shout, he said. We're in this together. The three of them stood back to back, defending and fighting. It's true, Leo thought. I'm not alone in this. Yuri was having a hard time landing a blow on Kyung-il. When he did, the blow was completely blocked by the bulletproof vest. Your little kicks don't even tickle, Kyung-il said, and returned with heavy punches from his brass knuckles. You should have stayed on the right side of history. Your biggest mistake was siding with those children and betraying Divine Wind. Yuri was completely focused, but his blows couldn't get through the vest, and he couldn't block very well because of the brass knuckles. If he could just stop one blow. He blocked a punch with his shin using his steel shin guard. But the shin guard dented under the force of the blow. Kyung-il was sure he couldn't do anything more. Now I'll kill the damn traitor, he taunted. If it weren't for me, you'd still be on the streets eating rats, being the loser you were before Divine Wind. Yuri realized his shin guards were lost. Maybe this was the end. But then he saw the Six Gates guys massacring the Divine Wind gang, showing the true power of Six Gates in the arena. He couldn't give up, not before those three. He threw off his shin guards and prepared himself. He would show Kyung-il what he was really capable of. He would fight until the end. Now you've really gone crazy, Kyung-il said. You want to die. I already warned you never to take off your shin guards. Now I'll show you what happens when you don't listen to your leader. Yuri thought if he got hit by one blow, it was over for him. With great difficulty, he managed to dodge the first one. Then he realized something. He felt light. He could dodge everything now because he was without the steel shin guards. He landed a solid knee to Kyung-il's chin. He was much faster now on a completely different level. He was pummeling Kyung-il with his kicks. Limited by that equipment, he hadn't known he was so fast and strong. This is just your last gasp, Kyung-il said. You're just delaying your death. But Yuri dodged as if it were nothing and prepared the strongest kick he could to take Kyung-il down. He thought, it's been a long time since I fought without my shin guards. Everything Kyung-il told me was to indoctrinate me to make me weaker than the leader. He sunk his foot into Kyung-il's head. Licking the asphalt, Kyung-il wondered how Yuri was so strong. He remembered a time when Yuri was much younger. One of his subordinates had asked why he let the kid join the gang. Kyung-il had said he didn't trust him, he was just using him. He was just an orphan. He would obey anything and then be discarded. I won't accept losing to a parasite like him, Kyung-il snarled. The leader of Divine Wind won't lose to a little dog like Yuri. Did you forget? Yuri asked, and then quickly knocked Kyung-il down again with a kick. It's not about the strongest being the winner. It's about the winner always being the strongest. Leo saw that Kyung-il was finally knocked out. He had taken down the leader of the Divine Wind. The gang was completely destabilized. They said it wasn't worth fighting anymore. What are you talking about? Leo asked. You're not getting away that easily. But they ran trampling over their fallen comrades as if there were no tomorrow. Yuri, swollen, bruised, and bleeding, asked, Did I win this fight? He could hardly believe he had defeated Gyung-il. Leo offered him a hand to get up. Why is the guy who won the fight on the ground? You fight much better without the shin guards, don't you? Yuri remembered what Leo had said to him in the area they could fight fairly next time. He thought this guy had always been annoying, but in the end he thanked Leo. You shouldn't thank me, Leo said. You should thank her. Ji-hyun was there. She ran over, crying, and gave Yuri a tight hug. Are you okay? Do you know how worried I was about you? I'm fine now, Yuri said. Everything's going to be okay. The next day, Leo was panicking. This is bad. This is very bad. My wallet is gone. He had probably lost it during the fight or on the bus. He had lost everything. His ID was in there. In the hallways, they passed some students talking about Divine Wind, the gang Yuri was a part of, and how they had been completely attacked.